त्वमेव लोकशङ्करं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं नमामि शङ्करं गुरुं.
जय जय चिन्मुद्रकरे जय जय शृङ्गाद्रिविहरणव्यग्रे जय जय पद्मजजाये जय जय जगदम्ब शारदे सदये सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Offering my Sashtanga Pranamas to the Padapadmas of the Ubhay Jagadgurus. In this episode, we shall continue with our discussion of the Kamalajadayitashtaka, the composition of the 33rd Jagadguru. Today, we will be looking at the 7th shloka. Shantyādyās sampado me vitara shubhakarihi nitya tadbhinna bodham vairagyam mokshavanchamapi laghukalaya Shri Shiva sevyamane Vidya Teertha Mahaswami sarojata sampujitangre Vidyam shuddhancha buddhim Kamalajadayite sattvarandehi mahyam. In this, Acharya is asking Devi to grace us with all of the qualities needed to become an Adhikari for Vedanta Sastra. In the last 6 shlokas we have seen, in some cases Acharya has asked for qualities that make a dharmic life. In some cases Acharya has asked for qualities that reduce papa and increase punya. Some qualities that prepare us mentally for Vedanta. But here Acharya is asking openly for the qualities that make one an Adhikari in Vedanta. So this is what we call the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. This is discussed in the first Brahma Sutra as well. Athato Brahma Jignasa. Atha, thereafter. Ataha, therefore. Brahma Jignasa. Brahman should be desired to be known, or one should desire to know Brahman. The word Jignasa means Jnatum Ichha, the desire to know. And what are you desiring to know? Brahman. So this is a very strange statement, right? This is how generally most sutras start, athato dharma jignasa, in the same way. So atha, thereafter, therefore, one should seek to know Brahman. What is this thereafter and what is this therefore? Thereafter means after having acquired the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Therefore, because knowing Brahman is the only way to get rid of this adhyasa, is the only way to get rid of moha, is the only way to overcome sorrow. Therefore, one should seek to know Brahman. So, the Adhikari for the Vedanta Shastra is someone who has the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. That is why it is said Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanno Adhikari in many texts. So, this Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti is laid out in this shloka. The first thing Acharya is telling us is Shantyādyaha Sampadaha Shubhakarihi Me Vitara. Me Vitara, give to me. What should you give? Shantyādyaha Shubhakarihi Sampadaha. The auspicious Sampat called Shanti, etc. This is what we call Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. So the first quality out of the 4, in this case it is the first, usually it is the 4th in other lists, but here it is being told first. It is the first quality of the sadhana chatushtaya. Out of these 4 sadhanas, the first is actually a set of 6 qualities. So in the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, you have 4 qualities that you have to have, 4 sadhanas that need to be there. Amongst these, the first sadhana is a set of 6 qualities. That is called Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. Shanti and Shama mean the same thing. So Shantyādyaha Sampadaha means the Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. What are they? Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha and Samadhana. Shama is control of the inner organ, that is to say the mind. Dama is control of the Indriyas. Uparama means pulling the Indriyas back from the objects of experience, drawing them back from the sense objects. In other texts, in some places also, this uparama is described as karmoparama, withdrawing from karma, that is to say sannyasa. So that is also one explanation, but generally what is told is that it is the withdrawal of the indriyas from the senses, of the indriyas from the sense objects. Uparama titiksha, the forbearance of dualities, hot, cold, happiness, sorrow, anger, etc. So these dualities must be undergone with forbearance. Shamadama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha. This we have discussed before. Faith, unshakable and complete faith in the words of the Guru and in the words of Shastra. And the last of the 6 is Samadhana, which means Ekagrata, single pointed focus of the mind. So these 6 are one package, because these are all devoted to preparing the body and the mind for Vedanta. Everything else is the other 3. So the Viveka, Vairagya and Moksha are dedicated to setting the goal. But this set of 6, this pack of 6 qualities is dedicated towards preparing the individual mentally for Vedanta Sadhana, for the vichara that needs to be done. Now, this is the first one. And Acharya has given one Visheshana for this called Shubhakarihi. This sadhana chatushtaya sampatti is Shubhakari. This Samadhi Shatka sampatti is Shubhakari. It is auspicious. Why? Brahman is called Mangalanancha Mangalam, the most auspicious of the auspicious. With the help of these 6 qualities, the sadhaka can strive to know Brahman. So because these are conducive to the attainment of the most auspicious thing possible, these are Shubhakari. In one more sense, these are all not just helpful in the attainment of Brahman, but they also help us in our day-to-day life. Someone who has Shraddha towards the words of the Guru and towards the words of Shastra will do everything that the Guru tells him, will perform the Satkarmas enjoined by Shastra, and thereby will get Aihika Sukha also. He will get pleasure and happiness and prosperity in this world. In the same way, Samadhana, someone with single-pointed focus, will not only excel in spiritual affairs, but will also excel in worldly matters. In the same way, someone with control of the senses will also, in the same way, be able to excel not just in spiritual matters, but in his laukika vyavaharas as well. So in this way, this set of 6 qualities is essential to the attainment of Brahmajnana, and they are Shubhakaris. That is why Veda also says, Navirato dushcharitat Nashanto nasamahitah Nashantamanaso vapi prajnanenainam apniyat. Unless you are Shanta, unless you are Danta, unless you are Samahita, which means someone with Samadhana, you cannot attain Atma. So it is imperative that the first of the Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, the Samadhi Shatka Sampatti, be attained. Then the next quality that Acharya is telling us is Nitya Tad Bhinna Bodham. This is the second of the 4 sadhanas. Nitya Tad Bhinna Bodham. Nitya, knowing what is Nitya, and Tad Bhinna means Nitya Bhinna, knowing what is Anitya. This is what we call Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. We need to have the discrimination. Brahman alone is permanent. All other objects are ephemeral, transitory. So we can see that in the 4 Purusharthas, the Dharmartha, Kama, Mokshas, we have said that Moksha alone is permanent. So Artha and Kama, we see in the world that our desires are also transitory. We desire to eat, then we eat, that desire goes. Then whatever we desire to eat, the food that we desire to eat, that also comes and goes. Artha also the same way. So Artha and Kama both we know are impermanent. Dharma, how is Dharma impermanent? There Veda tells us, Tad yatheha karmachito lokaha kshiyate evameva amutra punyachito lokaha kshiyate. Just as tad yatha iha, in this world, karmachitaha lokaha, the objects that are obtained through various activities, just as, for example, crops are obtained through farming, just as objects that are obtained through other activities, just as they nashyati, just as they also perish at some point. Evameva, in the same way, amutra, in Swarga, etc., punyachito lokaha, those anubhavas that are gained out of punya, those also will go. So just as the objects such as crops obtained through acts such as farming perish after some time, in the same way, the objects of swargas and other worlds that are obtained through the activities such as yagas, those too will perish after some time. So dharma, artha and kama, basically the entire world except for Brahman is transitory. Brahman alone is nitya. Having known this, what is then the state of the sadhaka? That is the third quality among the Samadhi Shatka Sampatti. Vairagyam. Having known that Brahman alone is true, is permanent, and the rest of the world, everything else is impermanent, you then develop dispassion towards the world. When you have something that is permanent, when you have something that is of the nature of ananda that you can be with forever, why would such a sadhaka seek something that is transitory and ephemeral? So the immediate next quality that the sadhaka gets is vairagya. That is why Upanishad also tells us, Parikshya lokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayat nastyakrita kritena. Having seen the world, someone that seeks to know Brahman, nirvedamayat, he must get vairagya. Why? Nastyakrita kritena. Akritaha, Brahman which is not created by anything. It is permanent, it is nitya. Such a Brahman cannot be obtained by kritena. These created impermanent objects. So because this world is created and therefore impermanent, it cannot be the sadhana, it cannot be an instrument in the obtainment of Brahman. That is to say, the uncreated, permanent, trikala, abadhita Brahman. So in this way, the next quality that the sadhaka gets is vairagya towards the world. That is what we call iha amutrartha phalabhoga viragaha. Vairagya towards the luxuries of this world and the next. So whether it be sukha in this world or swarga. Why does this need to be said? Because there will be someone that is a karmatha. He is engaged in karma. He does not want moksha, but he wants swarga. In his desire to get swarga, he will not care about the bhogas of this world. For example, to do a yaga, there is a lot of shrama that needs to be done. Or let us say Ekadashi Upavasa, he will give up the comfort of food. But he has not given up the comfort, the desire for the comfort of swarga. So through doing this vrata, he will seek some punya through which he will get sukha in swarga. So that desire has not gone. But for the Vedanta sadhaka, that desire too should not be there. Desire towards anything in this world or the next should be avoided for the true Vedanta sadhaka. Then the fourth and the final of the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti is mumuksha. So just as knowing that Brahman is permanent and everything else is impermanent leads to vairagya towards the impermanent objects, so too will it lead to a greater desire to attain Brahman. Because you do not want what is anitya, you want what is nitya. That desire for Brahman is called mumuksha. Moktum ichha mumuksha. The desire for liberation is called moksha. Now we also have moksha. Everyone has moksha. Everyone wants permanent happiness. So it is not like moksha is something that is particular only to Vedanta sadhakas. Some people may not even know that there is moksha, that is a separate issue. But generally for people, our Sanatana Dharmis, we know that there is something called moksha and we know that it is something very great and something that we should want. Can we all be called mumukshus? Here by mumuksha, what we mean is tivratara mumuksha. Mumuksha is divided into gradations. Manda mumuksha, mandatara mumuksha, tivra mumuksha, tivratara mumuksha. So we all have something. If Bhagavan comes and says, I will give you moksha, we will say, okay, I have nothing better to do, might as well take it. But that is not the type of desire for moksha that we are talking about here. Here we mean sarvatishayi mumuksha, sarvatishayi ichha, a desire that surpasses all other desires. So you should not want anything else as much as you want moksha. And the example that our texts give is, Yatha deepta shiraha tatakadikam shrayate. If someone's body is on fire, the way he immediately seeks out a body of water to jump into, in that way, the sadhaka should seek Brahman. If someone's body is literally burning, if they are in flames, then he will not check to see how much money he has, how his stock investments are doing, how much land he has, how his family is doing, whether his relatives in some other state are doing well. He will not care about anything else other than getting rid of the flames on his body. In the same way, the sadhaka who seeks to know Brahman, who will truly get the most out of Vedanta, should seek Brahman in such a way that nothing else is even a factor in his mind. That is the type of moksha that is counted in the sadhana chatushtaya. So altogether, Acharya has told us what we should ask for from Devi to become the proper adhikaris for Vedanta. The Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti, Vairagya, Viveka, Vairagya and Mumuksha. And how should Devi give this? Laghu Kalaya. Give it to me quickly. I don't know whether I will get this human body again. I don't know if I will ever get it again. I don't know even if I do get a human body, whether it will be born into such a parampara. So while this body is still there, please quickly give me this so I can become fruitful in my pursuit of Vedanta Sadhana, in my pursuit of Vedanta. And then Acharya has given one Visheshana to Devi here. Shri Shiva Sevyamane. You who are worshipped by Shri, Lakshmi and Shiva, Parvati. Generally, it is the practice that whenever you are praising a form of Devi, the other two will be serving her. So in Lalita Sahasranama we get Sachamara Ramavani Savya Dakshana Sevita. When Lalita Devi is being worshipped, it is Rama and Vani, Lakshmi and Saraswati who are fanning her on both sides with chamaras. In this case, because it is Sharada Devi that is being prayed to, she is being worshipped by Shri and Shiva. So this is one more meaning is there here. Shri refers to wealth, Aishwarya. Shiva refers to Shakti. Sharada is Jnana. So for Jnana to come, we need to have the necessary Aishwarya and the necessary Shakti. So by saying that Sharada Devi is worshipped by these two devatas, Acharya is hinting that if we pray to Sharada Devi for Jnana, everything else will be taken care of. Whatever money or whatever dravya it is that we need to continue our sadhana, that will be given to us. Whatever Shakti we need for us to continue our sadhana, that also Sharada Devi will give us. And then Acharya has given one more Visheshana. Vidya Teertha Yogi Pravara Kara Sarojata Sanpujit Angre. You whose Anghris are worshipped by the foremost of yogis such as Sri Vidya Teertha Mahaswami. So Angri, the word Angri means feet. So basically Devi's feet are worshipped by innumerable yogis, the greatest of yogis such as Vidya Teertha Mahaswami. Who is this Vidya Teertha Mahaswami? We get in the Virudavali also Shri Vidya Shankara Pada Padma Radhaka. This Vidya Teertha Mahaswami is one of the Acharyas of the Dakshinamnaya Peetha. This Vidya Teertha Mahaswami was the 10th Jagadguru in the Dakshinamnaya SRINGERI Sharada Peetha's parampara. He was the guru of both the 11th and 12th Acharyas, Jagadguru Sri Bharati Teertha Mahaswami and Jagadguru Sri Vidyaranya Mahaswami. This Acharya was renowned in yoga, specifically Lambika yoga. We will talk about the story of this Acharya in detail in the future, but to quickly just understand the story. The Acharya in his later days had a bhugraha constructed, entered it, sealed it, and gave strict orders that it was not to be opened. So the Acharya continued his yoga anusthana in that chamber. After some months and years had passed, the two Shishyas, Sri Bharati Teertha Mahaswami and Jagadguru Sri Vidyaranya Mahaswami, both Acharyas were in yatra. Then the people of the town, very curious as to how the Acharya was maintaining himself without even coming out for food or water, they opened that chamber against the earlier orders of the Acharya, and to their great surprise, a Shivalinga was taking form inside that chamber. So after that, with the monetary assistance of the Vijayanagara emperors, a beautiful temple was built over the site of that linga. That is the temple that we see in our mind's eye the second we hear the word SRINGERI. That is the Vidya Shankara Devalaya that we see to this day. And this Vidya Teertha Mahaswami is of constant reverence to the Acharyas. He occupies a prominent sthana in their daily anhikas as well, which is why we get in the Virudavali of the SRINGERI Jagadgurus, Shri Vidya Shankara Pada Padma Radhaka. So in this way, Devi has been worshipped by yogis of that caliber. And therefore, because even such jnanis and yogis have worshipped Devi, it is no burden to Devi to give these qualities to me and make me also a proper sadhaka in Vedanta. And thus we have now prayed to Devi for the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, and in the last shloka we shall see what the mental practices are supposed to be done, what the anusthana is like, that will get us to the final goal of moksha. And with that, in the coming episode, we will conclude our discussion of this Kamalajadayitashtaka. Namah Shankaraya.
Namami Shankaram